And welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. I'm your host, Nikki Clarke. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, and always thrilled to invite people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories, stories of upliftment and transformation. And I have a really very special guest who is in the financial industry. He is about helping people become their better selves through financial literacy. And I am so thrilled to have the Senior Marketing Director of WFG, Rudy Tull, on the show. Welcome, Rudy.
Thank you, Nikki.
Awesome. So, Rudy, let's get to it. Let's find out about who you are leading up to becoming a successful manager in the WFG group. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, before coming to WFG, I hailed from Barbados, and but I didn't start out as a financial advisor. I actually started out as a machinist. I quickly found out when I came to Canada, back around when I was 18, 19 years old, that nobody really taught me about money, not even back home.
Mm. Mhm, mhm.
So I started going to the library to find books on how to better my financial knowledge in Canada. And I came across a book called, what's it called? Not Only Think and Grow Rich, but there was another one called How to Win Friends and Influence People. So all of these books helped me. Um, but
To,
the major one was How to Get Out of Debt, you
mhm,
know?
mhm.
So this started back in 1989. So hailing from Barbados, there's not much information there on how to manage money, so it was a godsend for me finding these books at the library,
Right.
and that started my journey. And I was actually an investor for about 20 years because I learned that if you invested in mutual funds that you could become wealthy as well.
Sure.
So that's how I started on my own, just reading books and investing.
Excellent. Okay, so you're reading these powerful books, which I've also read, Napoleon Hill and Dale Carnegie, and you're learning how to get out of debt, which is incredible, like wealth of wisdom. So you're at this point now. You're self-taught in building wealth. How do you get to that point to World Financial Group?
Well, actually, a friend of mine who we both went to church together, he was a bank manager, and we were in the same Bible study group together. He knew that I had an entrepreneurial spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually introduced me to WFG because he became a member first. And on a Saturday morning, he introduced me to the company. I didn't even let him finish the introduction because this is what I was looking for.
Right.
Actually, growing up in Barbados, my grandfather was a business owner. So he always encouraged me, if I found a great idea for a business, that I should jump on it right away. So I took
Okay.
his advice. Yeah.
Okay.
But I started in 2010, actually, January 13th, 2010, just because the information he was giving me appealed to me. It sounded real. And I jumped in right away.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the services then offered through the umbrella of WFG. What can people, what can they get involved in when they approach you?
Well, with WFG, there's more than one platform. So
Okay.
the platform that I'm with is called World System Builder,
Mm,
and we focus on education.
okay.
So we have 5 workshops that we encourage families, individuals, even corporations to attend, because I believe that financial education is for everyone. It's not
Right.
just for the wealthy or for the rich. It's for everyone. So we don't discriminate against whether you have $100, $1,000, or $20 million. There's a
Mm,
platform for every person.
right.
So I encourage them to attend the workshops, and the workshops are held daily, 3 times a day in different time zones all across North America and Canada.
Fantastic. Okay. I like what you said that it's important for everyone to have access to this education, and I believe, as an educator, that children should be groomed at a very early age on financial literacy.
I agree. I have two teenage children, Nikki, and I introduced them to the program when they were in their teens. So
Wow.
they've learned a lot, and I just reach out to everyone, whether it's individuals, churches, youth groups, nonprofits, doesn't matter, because I believe that this information is so powerful, you can't keep it to yourself. It has to be
Hmm.
shared.
Yes, definitely. Knowledge is power. So now that you educate, and what other parts of what you have offered, and then what else can people get involved in
Well,
with your
people
program?
can get involved in the educational part of it, but also, like myself, if they want, they can come and have a part-time income.
Mm.
Because even though I jumped in right away, I still had my machining job. So you need to be licensed if you want to pursue it as a career.
Okay.
So I started at the age of 48. So I was out of school for quite a while. So it took me a little while to get back into the game. And I got licensed within my first year. So anybody can come and learn. And if you want, you can earn an income as well. So
Okay.
we have the educational aspect. We have over 170 providers in North America, including
Hmm.
Canada. So there's something there for everyone, whether you're conservative, whether you're balanced, or whether you have aggressive portfolio,
Hmm.
we can help anyone.
All right. So what are the two main things that people come to you about? What are they looking for?
Most of the time when I meet someone for the first time, they want an investment.
Hmm.
But we have a formula where it's called building a strong financial foundation. And it's in that book that I shared with you. And it starts with the foundation, which is like the base of any, whether you're building a home, whether you're building a business, it starts with the foundation, which is the base, the bottom. And you have to have protection, which is insurance, whether it's term, whole life, or universal life, disability, critical illness. So this is where I start the education and the conversation from. And in North America, a lot of people have a lot of debt. So we try to make sure that they get rid of their debt really quickly. We help them with
Hmm.
debt roll up.
Okay.
And then the third thing is finding an emergency fund, especially now with COVID. Nobody expected it to last this long.
Right. Right.
So a lot of people need to have at least 1 year's savings of cash as an emergency fund, because you don't know how long this pandemic is going to last. And the last thing we teach is how to have that proper investment, whether it's a mutual fund or a TFSA or a segregated fund or something like that nature, or even to purchase a home.
Okay.
So we make sure that we do it right. And there's a formula for building wealth, you know?
Excellent. So I'm hearing there's a great mathematical formula, so to speak, in
Yes, there
helping
is a
people
formula.
build wealth.
Yes,
And I guess one of the things that you share is that it's not necessarily overnight wealth. It takes time and it takes sequencing, right? Organizing it. So what you do is you assess where they're at and then help them reach their
yes.
goals. Okay.
And the sooner you start, the better. And it doesn't
Mm.
matter whether you're male or female. There's a concept called pay yourself first. So
Okay.
before you pay Rogers, before you pay your rent or whatever, you should pay yourself first. 10% minimum of your income. So whether you make 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, you should put away 10% of your income for yourself. Why? Because we're living longer and we
Mm-hmm.
need a lot more money in retirement. There's a formula for 20 times your salary while you're working and 10 times your salary, sorry, 20 times your salary when you're retired and 10 times your salary while you're working. Because especially females live to be well into their 80s and 90s. Men, late 70s, early 80s. So you need a lot of income in retirement.
Can you describe like a success story that you've experienced in this walk you have of a financial empowerment is the way I look at it. Can you tell about maybe an individual or a family that came to you and you saw great success from your assistance?
Well, right now, I've been building the business 10 years.
Mm,
I have one client, I can't mention names, but
sure.
this client came to me 2 years ago, and the person is well educated, has master's, PhD, but didn't understand how money worked.
Hmm.
So this person had a large sum of money on the bank, earning less than 2%. So when I sat with this person and I explained the different ways of investing, she was so appreciative that right away she started with over $5,000 a month, putting it into insurance. Why?
Okay.
Because insurance, you don't pay any tax at the end when it's to be distributed. So she was looking to save tax. She has family members that are in their mid 20s and 30s, and she has grandchildren. So she's looking to leave a legacy for her grandchildren. So this is one family that I can say that truly for the future will have generational wealth
Mm,
based off of the investment that she started for them. You
okay.
know, I don't know if you're religious, Nikki, but in the Bible it says a person, male or female, leaves a legacy for the next generation. So we're always talking about building generational wealth.
Hmm.
And one of the best ways to do that is through permanent insurance. You will hear lots of people speak about insurance because it's not one of the most loved topics, but it's one of the most beneficial when it comes to leaving money for the next generation.
Yes. So, how has this journey, how has this pursuit of your passion work transformed your life, Rudy?
Well, for me, I see myself as a messenger. I'm self-taught, but at the same time, I find joy when I see the light go on in people's eyes when they realize, oh, I can get out of debt. I can save some money. I can leave some money for my next generation. I don't have to do a GoFundMe when somebody in my family passes
Right.
away,
Hmm.
because that's one of the things that hurts me the most is when
Hmm.
I see people asking for money on social media
Right.
because they didn't prepare. You know, preparation is key when it comes to our finances, right? At the end of the day, we're all here. We only have 24 hours, 7 days a week. But very few people take time out to learn how to manage their own money. They leave it up to someone else, and that someone else may not have your best interest at heart.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it makes me proud when I help someone, especially if I have to go and deliver a check to a family when the loved one passes away.
Hmm.
Like in my own case, my mom passed away during COVID 2020 last May.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But because she listened to me, she had three different policies that I had to, you know, put in I put in place for her that she was able to transfer to my children because I have two children. She was able to transfer. My mom lived in England, more than £20,000 in one case to my children, which generated, you know, in terms of Canadian, more than $1 million of insurance that I could put in place for my two children.
Wow.
So when we talk about generational wealth, that's one way to do it without paying any tax. So this is what makes me happy when I can help a family have some peace of mind,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
because that's the whole idea is we work hard,
Hmm.
but at the same time, we want to enjoy the money that we work for while we're living.
Hmm.
And then that our next generation can enjoy and don't have to start from zero.
Right.
Because that's one of the things that holds a lot of families back is that they're always struggling trying to catch up
Mm.
because nobody really sat them down and said, do this, 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 and this in this order.
Exactly. Exactly. That is powerful. Yes. Fantastic. It's really delivering people from, like, the darkness in terms of where they're at financially. Very, very important message. So I thank you so much for what you do in the community and for taking the time to give us some really great advice. So where can people go and find you, Rudy, on social media, or if they want to set up an appointment for a consultation?
I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit because I find people are more serious on LinkedIn, but I'm on Facebook. I have Instagram. I have my own website as well. I think I sent information to you. So they can just Google me because there's not many people with my first and last name. So they can Google me or they can reach out to me on LinkedIn, especially because I think LinkedIn is more for people that are serious about either being involved in business or learning how to manage their money. So serious, it's mostly LinkedIn.
All right. Well, Rudy, again, thank you very much for your time, for your pearls of wisdom. Please reach out to Rudy Tull on LinkedIn, his website, his other social media handles. And I know we communicated through LinkedIn, and he's very quick at returning messages and taking the rapport from there, and really outstanding. So Rudy, thank you. Congratulations on all your success, and we will connect another time.
Thank you, Nikki, for the opportunity, because like you said, we have a like mind, and I really appreciate this time.
Oh, it's a pleasure. All right, well, you stay strong, stay safe, and remain blessed.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience, or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.nikkiClarkenetwork.com.